All right, geometry. So we're getting ready for our test. We already went through the first page of our test review, so if you need to go back through that, be sure to do so from the other video. But this video, we're talking about the backside. So to start out, we're looking at this picture here. A few angles there to deal with, and might just want to label our picture. So in this case, we have angle ADE. So look at our picture. ADE is this angle here. That's 6x plus 10. And it also says EDB is 4x plus 30. So EDB is right here, 4x plus 30. So in this case, we can see this and this angle put together makes kind of that semicircle shape, okay? So if it makes a semicircle or a straight line, that is supplementary or 180, okay? So that's what we can do with these two. I can add these together to get a total of 180. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Now we combine like terms. We get 10x, and then 10 plus 30 is 40, equals 180. And now I get x by itself. So subtract 40 to both sides. I get 10x equals 140. And then I divide by 10 to get x equals 14. But that's not all they wanted. They wanted us to also find ADE. So I plug it in for ADE, okay, which is 6x plus 10. So 6 times 14 plus 10, which is 84 plus 10, which is 94. So angle ADE equals 94. There we are. So we use that same picture for our second example. So want to use your eraser sometimes. It helps me to erase it and label it again from scratch, but that's kind of up to you. But CDB is that whole angle, so this whole thing here is 125. CDE, right here to here, is 3x. And then EDB is 2x plus 15. So if you look at this, we've got this part plus this part equals the whole thing. So that's kind of what we want to do. If I've got a part, and a whole, I'm going to add the two parts to equal the whole. So this part, 3x, plus this part, 2x plus 15, equals the whole thing, which is 125. And so now we go ahead and do the same thing. So solve. So I've got subtract 15 to both sides. I get 5x equals 110. And divide by 5, I get x equals 22. But again, that's not the whole thing. I want to go ahead and plug it into CDE, which was 3x, so 3 times 22. So angle CDE equals 66. There we are. Okay, so you got to really pay attention to your picture and figure out what is the picture telling us. Part plus a part equals a whole. Maybe the parts add up to 180, whatever it might be. So in this case, I'm kind of doing the same thing, but we're talking about segments. So I really want to make sure I'm labeling my picture first thing. Okay, so it says HI bisects FG. So what that means is HI cuts that in half. So that means this and this are congruent. Okay, so FJ and GJ are equal or congruent because HI was a bisector. Okay, so that's one thing. And then it also says K is a midpoint of FH. So if K is a midpoint of FH, that means FK and HK are also equal. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at our problems. We have the first one. It says HJ is 2x plus 7. So HJ is here, 2x plus 7. I'm going to use a different color so it's not getting confused with that other problem. 2x plus 7. And then ji, this little guy down here, is x. Then it says hi is 25. So that means the whole thing here is 25. So again, since they're giving me the entire segment is 25, then I'm going to take the part plus the part equals the whole. Okay? So 2x plus 7 plus x equals the whole thing, which was 25. And so now, once again, I'm combining like terms. But again, it's that setup that changes everything. A part plus the part equals the whole. So subtract 7, 3x equals 18. Divide by 3, and I get x equals 6. So now, since x equals 6, it says calculate all the segments. So I already know what hi is, so now I need hj and ji. So hj, just plug in 6 to there, so 2 times 6 is 12 plus 7, which is 19. And then plug in 6 to here, it's just 6. And so we've got our answer. Okay, so look at the second one, number 22 for that problem. I've got 22, we've got fk is x plus 3, so fk is right here, x plus 3. fh is this whole thing. fh is 5x minus 18. Okay, so I can't set these two equal because that's just a part of it. Okay, but what I do know is since these are equal, if this is x plus 3, then this is also x plus 3. So x plus 3 here as well. Okay, so if that's the case, I have a part plus the part equals the whole once again. So x plus 3 plus x plus 3 equals the whole thing, 5x minus 18. And so we're back to the algebra. So those are 2x, 3 plus 3 is 6, equals 5x minus 18. So now let's just get x on one side by subtracting 2x, get 6 equals 3x minus 18. Now I get x by itself, so plus 18 to both sides, that's 24. And I divide by 3, x equals 8. So if x equals 8, I also want to make sure to find fk and fh by plugging it in. So 8 plugged into here, 8 plus 3 is 11. And 8 plugged into here is going to be 5 times 8 is 40 minus 18, which is 22. Which should make sense because 11 plus 11 is 22. Okay. So the last one for that picture, I've got 7x, fj is 7x minus 10, so fj is right here, 7x. I'm going to use a different color. Hold on a second. Let's use red. 7x plus 10 or minus 10? Minus 10. And then it says gj is 3x plus 26. So if this is the case, this time it doesn't give me the whole thing, okay? All it gives me is this part and this part. But since earlier we said these two were equal because it's a bisector, we can go ahead and set those equal to each other. So you just kind of got to look out when you have both parts equal to a whole or just two parts being equal. So in this case, they're both equal because they're both parts of a bisected segment. Okay, so get x on the same side again once I have that set up. And I've got 4x minus 10 equals 26. Add 10 to both sides, get 4x equals 36. divide by 4, x equals 9. And so, once again, now we go ahead and plug it back in to fj and gj. So fj is 9 times 7 is 63. 63 minus 10 is 53. So we should get the same thing. And when we plug in 9 to there, it's 27 plus 26, which is also 53. All right. So those are the first few there, and now we're to the bottom. For these ones, you just got to really pay attention to what it's saying. So PDQ, angle PDQ complements ARZ. So complement automatically means adds up to 90. So I don't really need a picture here. If these add up to 90, that's all I need to do. X plus 7 plus 4x minus 12 equals 90 degrees. So let's solve for x. 5x minus 5, when you put those together, equals 90. Add 5 to both sides, you get 5x equals 95. Divide by 5, I get x equals 19. Okay, so find ARZ, I just plug it right into there. And so angle ARZ is going to be 4 times 19 minus 12. So 4 times 20 is 80, so that'd be 76. 76 minus 12 is, 86 minus 12. No, I was right the first time. I need my calculator. Don't do your things in your head. 4 times 19, 76 minus 12 is 64. So angle ARZ equals 64. There we go. Okay, so last two, measure of STR. To find x in this picture, look at what we have. 3 different angles, but they make a half circle or they make a straight line. So if that's the case, I can add them all up to equal 180. So I've got 3x minus 18 plus 5x minus 2 plus 2x equals 180, since it's a straight line. So I've got 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 2 is 10x, and then these two together give us negative 20. And so I add 20 to both sides to get 10x equals 200. Divide by 10, I get x equals 20. But I want STR, so I got to plug in 20 to here. So when I plug in 20 to 2 times 20, that's 40. And STR is this whole thing. So I actually need both of these parts of the angle. So 40, and then plug it in here, I get 20 times 5 is 100 minus 2, which is 98. So 98 plus 40 gives us angle STR, 98 plus 40, which is 138. And there we are, 138 degrees. Okay, so the very last problem we have here, these two angles, quite simply, are vertical angles. And we know vertical angles are congruent. So 4x minus 15 equals x plus 12, since they are congruent. So get x on the same side, get that 15 out of there, and I get 3x equals 27. Divide by 3, x equals 9. Now, when you plug in 9, look at what we're looking for, NPM. I don't know what NPM is, but what I do know is these two together make 180. So I need to find this one first. So 9 times 4 is 36 minus 15, which is going to be 21. So if this is 21, and I know these two give us 180, I just need to go 180 minus 21 to give us our angle, which is 159, right there. So angle NPM equals 159 degrees. Okay, and there we are. So you can kind of tell this 159, this obviously is not 159. So sometimes the pictures are inaccurate, but if there is one on the test, I'll let you know ahead of time. But other than that, you can go back and watch the first video if you want, watch this one again, ask questions if you need, and then there's also a mock knowledge check over the entire chapter. So if you want some more review, go to the quizzes tab on Canvas, and there is a 34 question review. And again, you don't have to do that, but I would really suggest doing that for extra practice to get ready for your test. And you can take it as many times as you want, and once you're done and you submit, it'll tell you which ones you got right, which ones you got wrong, and it'll tell you the correct answer just in case you want to kind of figure out, okay, what was the right answer and how they get there. Okay, so go ahead and make sure you do that. Get ready for the test on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on what day you're at school. Peace.